Hi everyone, this is Paul Schmutzler. This is my take on the DJI Mavic Air. The current lineup of the Mavic drones is as follows. There's the Mavic Pro 2, the Mavic Zoom, and then there's this one, the Mavic Air. All the Mavic drones share a common feature, and that's that they're all foldable. So the propellers fold out or in for easy storage and use. The Mavic Air is a little larger than the Spark, and it shares the same gesture controls. In the time that I spent with the Mavic Air, I found that it performs much better than the Spark. The gesture controls are more reliable, and its speed is a little faster. I also found that the performance of the Air and responsiveness of the controls were a lot closer to the Mavic Pro than they are the Spark. It doesn't share the same top speed as something like a Mavic, but it's a much smaller drone and will be perfectly adequate for most users. When it comes to simply flying a drone around, a lot of them are going to be basically the same. You can go the same directions, and if they work, they work. What really sets this drone apart is the fact that it has so many built-in controls that you can use. For example, Active Track is one I tried extensively. I tried tracking a car, I tried tracking a dog, and I tried tracking a kid on a bike. I had mixed results with each of the scenarios that I tried with Active Track. Some were better than others, and I found limitations and I figured out how I could work around some of them. There were some cases where lighting was an issue, where the sun was coming towards the lens. There were other cases where the drone just couldn't make a tight enough turn because it was too close to the subject and it lost it. And when I tried to follow a dog, the dog was just simply too fast for it to be able to maneuver. But overall, Active Track made some really nice shots without me having to try to control it and operate everything in perfect synchrony. There are also a number of quick shots that DJI has built into their software. By far, the most standout one is the Panorama. It starts taking the video wherever you have it set, and then it starts pulling away and up into the air to its maximum altitude. When it reaches the max altitude, it takes a panorama at that point. Then the software stitches everything together, making for an incredibly dynamic shot. Drones live and die by their battery life, and the Mavic Air has respectable times. The kit I reviewed had 2 batteries, and each of them lasted 15 to 20 minutes depending on conditions in the air. If I were to buy this for myself and wanted it for anything more than just hobby shooting, I would definitely invest in a couple more batteries so that some were already charged whenever I ran out. The charger itself comes with 4 ports, plus a USB port to be able to charge the controller at the same time. Shooting with the drone was as I expected. It was easy to control and pretty easy to stay on straight lines when I wanted to, or to arc around a subject while maintaining it in the frame. It simply takes some practice, but overall it did exactly what I told it to do and followed the controls well. While DJI touts a very long distance that you can control this drone from the controller, I found that at a certain distance around 1,000 feet, I started to have either image degradation or warnings that the controller signal was weak. Fortunately, DJI has safety features built in to where if it loses the connection, it will try to fly home or at least back into range. This Mavic also has obstacle avoidance, which I found at times was not quite up to snuff. While I was tracking subjects, it managed to almost run into a tree, power lines, and a power pole, all before I was able to catch it and stop it before any damage was done. The Mavic Air's price point is right between the Spark and its bigger brothers, the Mavic Pros. You can get a basic Mavic Air package for about $800. Having used several different DJI drones now, I'll have to say that this is a great middle-of-the-road product, and this would be the starter drone I would recommend for anyone. The Spark had too many reliability and connectivity issues for me to recommend, and the Pro is a good bit more expensive than the Air. So whether you're just a hobbyist or a pro who just needs a little bit of drone footage here and there, the Mavic Air could be a great one to start with.